What's going on, team? Welcome back along to the channel for something a little bit different today. I've had an excruciatingly busy week in the lead up to this weekend's action. So I haven't been able to even find a guest who could tee up some time with me for this week's Super Rugby preview. But it is Friday, it is game day, and here we are. I thought it's unfair to not give you guys my picks on this weekend's action. So we're going to quickly have a look at the usuals, yellow cards. We're going to quickly have a look at the leaders on SuperBru, and then we're going to do it together. We're going to have a look at the SuperBru picks. I've got it all ready to go, and we're going to pick, because I haven't done my picks yet. I haven't even been near my PC all week long. So that's why you've seen very, very little of me this week. Very few videos, very few thoughts, anything like that on the channel, on Twitter, Israel Flower, you're a mug. There we go. That's my thoughts on the matter that's been going on today. Anyway, let's get into what we're here for. It's a Super Rugby preview show, a little bit different. It's going to be short, it's going to be snappy, and it's going to give you guys my thoughts very quickly on what I think is going to happen this week on the rugby. So first things first, before we get really underway onto the games, we're going to have a look at the yellow card situation, which was just phenomenal last week. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, if you remember last week, we were heading into the round 8 matches with 31 yellow cards on our side. Now, you may remember heading into that round last year, we had 33. So we're just behind, we're caught up, and we're past it, then we're falling back. Now, how about this? If you tuned in last weekend, you'll know what the situation is going to be like. But round 10, yeah, I'm skipping around. I'm going forward to round 10 of 2018. There was 42 yellow cards in the competition heading into round 10. Now, heading into round 9 this year, not to confuse you all, it'll be on screen so you can work it out. We've had 43. We had 12, I was going to say 13, 12 yellow cards in round 8 last weekend. 12, that's more than I can put on 2 hands. That is a phenomenal amount, and well done, referees. You've boosted us way past last season and on to a big lead heading into round 9 this weekend. So there you go, a massive round. I couldn't let it lie. I had to make a little bit of a video about it to let you guys know what the yellow card situation is heading into this round. Yeah, we are rocketing straight to the top of yellow card stardom this season. Anyway, on to SuperBru, which is we were pretty much going to stay because we're going to make the picks together. So I hope you're going to enjoy this little zippy preview show with just my thoughts. I mean, I don't get too many videos these days to just view what I think about it. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a bit different. SuperBru, let's head into it. Leading at the top of the table still is Nates. I see you up there, Nates. You're not far away, but I'm afraid to say you didn't get this week either, Nate. So you're still missing the elusive cap. That went to Wynyard, who has skyrocketed, much like our yellow cards, up 37 spots with the yellow cap next to his name, up to 4th. He even passed my good picks as well. And almost, if he can kick this up, right into the reckoning of this season's top 3. Sitting second is still 3 Crowns run, and in third, down 1 spot, is Jack, who moves into, still the bronze position. So he's still doing very, very well. Jack, we've talked about the yellow cap winner. How about my picks from round 8? Yes, I got all but one, which was that ridiculous result between the Lions and the Sharks. Who saw that coming? I mean, a few of you did, so well played. But still, I've moved up 12 spots from 17th up to 5th. So I'm inside that 1 hand mark, which I'm very, very happy about. A very good round as well from my picks. Got me a lot of points, so I'm pretty pleased about how that went up there with the best from division this round. Also, let's have a look at the rest of the guys who appear on the channel. It was a good week for most of them. Driving More, you see him there, 20th, up 14 spots. Brett Hartley in there as well, up 10 spots to 27th. I'm kind of interested to see where Taz is. I'm going from Taz for a while. Oh, there he goes. He's up 2. Well played, Taz. You're going up again, so it might be time to get you back on the channel so you can just plummet back down that leaderboard once again after leading back in, what was it, round 2? Taz, goodness me. And of course, last week's guest, Ryan, is up 7 spots, so his picks went pretty well as well, but still, 51st, Ryan, you got to sort that out, my friend. You've really got to sort that out. Going through the rest of them, there's a lot of players down there. Andre picked up the wooden spoon. Andre, what's going on, friend? What is going on down there? And then we've got a few chumps down the bottom who are just having a shocker of a season. There you go, though. That's yellow cards. That's SuperBru. That's the rapid one. Let's get on to the games. Alrighty, folks. Now, we've just got 6 games to go through, so hopefully we can jump through these quite quickly and get this out to you so you can make your crucial picks before the round kicks underway tonight. Of course, a few teams having the bye. We've got all the lineups ready to go, bar one team. Hug Warriors, sort your lives out. Get us the teams, would you, before the round kicks off? Would be very good. But let's get into it straight away. It is in Christchurch, where the Crusaders are up against my boys, the Highlanders. Yeah, come on, the Highlanders. Let's get the job done. Unfortunately, I don't think that's what is going to happen at all. The teams we have out, of course, Highlanders still missing Aaron Smith, which is a big loss. The Crusaders are really pulling out a great team. I mean, when you leave a player on the bench like Will Jordan that's been killing it this season because you got other great players like Braden Ennor, Seven Reese who are also killing it, that just tells you how good and how deep this Crusaders side is. Yes, the Highlanders are tenacious. Yes, the Highlanders are determined. They're a very good side. They'll fully put 80 minutes of a performance into this game. It is, of course, Ben Smith's 150th game, so huge congrats to big old Ben Smith for getting that big scalp under his belt as well. So a big match for the Highlanders. If they can live for that sort of occasion, it may go well for them. But all in all, I think the Crusaders are going to be far too good for them. They're far too good for almost anyone. And don't even say the Waratahs to me, because we know that wasn't a fully their Crusaders side for that game. So Crusaders too good. Crusaders to get the job done. Highlanders will give it a good battle. So I think it's going to be close. And for that reason, I'm not going to give it a thrashing. But I think the Crusaders will take this one. We'll go by 4 points to the home team to open up their weekend. Let's lock that one in. Yeah, I get it. Stop showing me this rubbish. Lock it in. Lock it in. There we go. That is done. Crusaders by 4. And I've actually gone quite low compared to a lot of you guys who are going Crusaders quite big. In fact, the second lowest of all. But well done, Smarty Highlanders fan and Nick, who have both gone for the away victory to the Highlanders. Let's move on. Second match of the weekend is the Rebels and the Stormers. Stormers finishing up their tour here in Australia with the Rebels. The Rebels, the best Australian side going around. So I don't think this match is really in doubt. And I think I've pretty much got most of these games sorted in my head as to who I think is going to win just by looking at them quickly, because they seem to be almost easy to call. And it's almost too easy when you look at a game and go, yeah, I'm going to pick them. You kind of think, this is a bit too easy. The Stormers have had, I think, personally, a really good tour. They've actually built very well. They've developed very well. They've played 80 minutes most of the time. They're a lot more committed than we've seen them in previous seasons on tour. And they are experimenting. They're progressing. We've seen this from other teams. The Bulls did a little bit last season. They threw it in the bag, or they threw it in the rubbish bin, I should say, pretty quickly. I hope the Stormers can stick with it, because South African rugby does need those players of flair. They need those game breakers, the Brian Habanas, the guys that can make things happen. The Stormers trying to make that work with their game plan. They picked a good side. Of course, any side that's got the likes of Dylan Lays in there, Delendy in there in centre, Sergio Peterson, Willemse starting at fullback again. It's a good pack. You look at the side, Kitchov and Benambi, Wilco Low, the back row. Probably the second row of the back row, a little bit left to desire there. And, of course, they're a bit unproven, especially Herschel Yankees has been good. But with the pressure on him, I don't think he's really been as prominent as they would have liked with him on tour. But the backline definitely can make things happen if they can get themselves sorted out. Up against the Rebels, though, and it's the Rebels. Genia, Cooper. That's all you need to know. If those two guys are playing, there's a good chance in a game versus Australian opposition or South African opposition that the Rebels are going to get the job done. So it's pretty much based on those guys that they can do it. The team around them is not bad either, is it, when you look through it? They've got Ross Haylett-Petty back in, starting in the second row as well. Good to see him in that team. But it's just really good for Australian rugby to see these guys in it. The back line has been great. Billy Meeks has had a great season. English and Hodge, although as much as they are ordinary, they are really playing well outside Quade Cooper, which is making great leaps for them in the World Cup year as well, which they'll be wanting to prop themselves up. It's a good pack. It's a solid pack for Australian standards, and it's a backline that can feed off Quade Cooper and Will Genia. That's all you need to know, and for that, I'm going Rebels to get the job done, and I'm going to go by a bit amount as well. Rebels by 11. I think they should take the Stormers out. Lock that one down, Eddie. We're done. We're done, and we're moving on. I've gone quite a lot. Wow, I'm surprised. I like this, actually. I can see. I hope you guys are enjoying this little bit of a different review. So you can see a lot of people going around the 9-10 mark, 8, 9, 10. But one more. I'm sitting next to Brett, who's actually gone by 12, which is a bit concerning the way his season has been going. Guys going big. Nate CC up there, the leader, is going by 14 as well, but some up to the 20s for this one for the Rebels. Let's move on. Halfway point of the round. And it's the Chiefs, who were on the bye last week, up against the Blues. So this is a bit of an interesting one, because the Blues, of course, the best team in Super Rugby on form, blah, blah, blah. Rubbish. It's rubbish, isn't it? They've had a very kind draw. Yes, they've played some games they would have lost in the past, but it's not like they're demolishing the Crusaders en route to this best form in Super Rugby garbage that people are going on about. The Chiefs, on the other hand, what a turnaround this Chiefs side is. And the first thing I look for when I look at this Chiefs team is who is playing 15. And that's Damien McKenzie. Brother Marty's playing at 10, which is another reason as why I like this Chiefs side. Anton Brown is at inside centre. Alamalo's on the wing. Wainui I don't really care about too much, but it's that. Alamalo, Anton Brown, Damien McKenzie. Those three guys are key, and those three guys with McKenzie, that's Damien with the 15 on his back, is massive. They've got a good pack that does serve them well enough. And I do like the battle we're going to get between likes of Ta'aval Harris and Lala up against Tui Nakaiafi, Parsons and Tuangafasi. That is pretty intriguing. Retallick, and they've moved Tyler Ardron into the second row as well, up against Tui Pelotu and Kauli Tuioti. I think Kauli Tuioti is definitely one for the future for New Zealand rugby. Tom Robertson, Dalton Popeliti starting at 7, and of course Akira Ioane up against Jacobson, Boshier and Sue. So that's going to be really interesting how those guys react. Defensively, Rieko Ioane up against Sean Wainui. That could be an area that the Blues definitely get a little boost on. A very good battle for the New Zealand Conference. What I think many people a couple of weeks ago would have gone Blues for days. Not happening here, I'm afraid, my friends. Chiefs for days. Chiefs by 3. Slap that one on the backpack. Have I done it? No, I've not done it properly. There we go. That's my pick. Chiefs are going to come strong, and looking at the little graph here, I think a lot of you guys agree as well, but it is pretty torn. 58-42. I'm interested. Hang on. Before we move on, let's have a look at the others. It's the rest of the SuperBru community. Wow, 99-1. Wow, that is convincing, isn't it? If the Highlanders pull this off, that is going to be a massive upset. Rebels 88-12. Yes, this one is the 50-50, and yeah, the Chiefs just nudging it as well. 58-42. Let's see what you guys are all saying with the rest of the picks we can go through. Nate's the one to watch. He's going just by 6. I'm going by 3. Driving Moore's got them by 3 as well. Damn it, why have I picked the same as him? Who else has gone with the Blues? Yes. Ryan. Come on, Ryan. 20? Are you serious? Brett's gone with them by 10. Some people are still in round 2, aren't they? Goodness me, I can understand why Ryan's gone with them, but come on, guys. Big margin like that? I don't know. I really don't know. Brumbies Lions, let's move on. Next match of the round. This is really a hyper one, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I like seeing your guys' picks as I do this, and I like seeing what we're doing as we're going. So Brumbies at home, look at their form. That is terrible. That's 5 losses and 2 wins in the last 7, and I mean, their second one was the Chiefs, wasn't it? The Lions, though, 3 losses, 4 wins. Definitely a bit of form, but man, what did we see from them last week? Yeah, we seen an absolute poo storm, didn't we? They were woeful, and now they hit the road. Here's the Brumbies, though. Definitely, I'd look at this and say, this is winnable for the Lions. The Brumbies aren't fantastic. If they put on a good showing against the Sharks, I would have tipped them just by less than 3. Now that they've been so poor against the Sharks at home, now they've got a tour. Yes, the Lions do tour better than other South African sides, but I just wonder what sort of Lions team is going to come here and tour. I look at their team, and yes, Artanyanki's, Deanti's back to wing. Combrink's on the other side. It's the solid guys. Mapu, Combrink, Kutsia. That's the outside 10, 13, 14, 15. It's a good pack. Yes. Marks is there. They've moved Levis to the back row. He's starting on the blind side. Brink's there, which is good. It's good to see him returning a couple of weeks in a row now, but then there's question marks. Macbeth, Yonka, yeah, a bit of a question mark. It's good second row. Hopes and Aurier, yeah, I don't mind that too much, but I question that, especially in the pack. How is that going to deal with Sio Whainga, Aliotoa, Arnold Carter, Samu, Cusack, McCaffrey? That's a pretty solid Brumbies pack that likes to play Brumbies pack rugby. How will that Lions pack compete with that? A full-strength Lions pack last year before, I'd say yes, they'll match it. They'll even probably tip it by a whisker. This year, I'm not so sure. And if the guys like Yankees don't get that front foot ball that they play well with, that could be a pack and a backline going backwards. We know this Brumbies backline isn't going to set the world on fire, but you hope to see a little bit from the likes of Pulu, only his third game in a Brumbies shirt, Kurandrani, Spate, Banks. Those guys need some ball. And if they can get that dominance in the pack, even a little bit over the Lions, I think they're going to get the job done. And for that, that's right, I'm actually backing an Australian side. Can't believe it. Brumbies by 1. And yeah, another 50-50. There's not many of us going little. A lot of you guys picking the Brumbies by a lot, or the Lions by quite a bit as well. That 4 to 8 or 4 to 6 mark is huge, isn't it? So I'm going just, but I'm going for the Brumbies by a whisker. And we look through your guys' picks. Yeah, no one's going Brumbies by more than 14. Driving Moore's going Brumbies by 5. Ryan's going Brumbies by 6. Do we have the Australian actually supporting the Australians? I can't even see him in there to even tell. But there you go. We've got, what have we got with the Lions? We've got, okay, come on, Smarty Highlanders fan, 24. I don't know if it's going to go that much. B commentary's 12. That's about as big as it gets. There's Brett. He's actually backing the Lions. So the Australian and the South African in Australia is backing the South African team on tour. Very, very interesting. It is a split. It is a very big split. MK agrees with me throughout there. So, yeah, interesting one. Brumbies by a whisker. That's my call, but I can see the Lions, if they actually show up and don't give us the crap from last week, they could actually do something here against the Brumbies, who haven't been great themselves. Moving on, Sharks versus Jaguares. Let's have a look at this one now into round 9. Sharks at home, Jaguares on the road. Yes, they put the Bulls last week, but I think that was lucky. There was a very, very weakened Bulls side. So we have a look at the Sharks team here for today, and they're going all out. They are going all out. Kerwin Bosch, phenomenal last week. No question about that. And Volvo, Mapimpi, very good last week. They dominated that Lions back line, and they broke the line every time they touched the ball. And that was key for them. They didn't really need too much for their forward pack. They competed, but it was the back line that just scorched that game to pieces. And it's a very good Sharks side. I can't see the Jaguares, who haven't named their team, the only side not to name their team. I don't think they're going to get lucky again. They've gone all out. Robert Dupree's there starting at 10. Yeah, Esterhazen's at 12. It's their best backline. I mean, it's a good backline. Schroeder, Dupree, Mapimpi, Esterhazen, Armin, Volvo, and Bosch. I like it. I like it a lot. Just maybe get Bosch to kick for sticks instead of Dupree, who's pretty average last week. That'll be the only real critical thing I'd say about the Sharks. Jaguares, yes, they had that new debutant, Miotti, who come on, was brilliant. They really weren't in the game. A lot of comments and things I read about how, and from watching it, of course, you saw just how out of it the Jaguares were for a good 70 minutes of that game. Then the yellow cards opened the door. Then the confidence opened the door a bit more, and then they managed to steal it. I don't think the Sharks are going to give them that chance, and I think this could be quite good value for a Sharks win, and I'm going to put them in there by 9. I don't like going too high. I think it could be more, but definitely Sharks to take this one from the Jaguares. And well, everyone agrees, don't they? 95% to 5%. It's a black shirt on a black shirt too, which is not great. I would like a Jaguares shirt. I mean, we're getting there. We've got a little bit of Highlanders merch. I have something special from Sharks merch as well, which, bear with me, 2 seconds. Here we go. We're double repping today. We're double repping. Sharks victory. That's what we're talking about. Go the Sharks. Get the job done versus the Jaguares. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. We're actually supporting the teams that we back. Up the Sharks. Up the Jaguares. Oh, goodness, give me a Hug Warriors shirt, someone, please. Thank you very much. Let's move on. If we look to picks, I don't think we have. Sharks, big wins. I mean, Smarty Highlanders fan really loves his Sharks victory, doesn't he? He loves the big points for the South African side at home. Who are we looking for here of any interest? Actually, this is interesting. Brett's gone Sharks by 6. I'm not seeing anyone else of much interest. Hug Warriors, we've got a couple of guys there. 3 guys going Hug Warriors. Very, very interesting. Ryan has got a big one, 11. Well, there you go. I can't even see the picks by Driving Mall. There he is. Oh, he's going Sharks by just 3. That's really interesting. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Last game of the round. Let's get to it snappily. I thought it was going to be quick. It's not going to be quick anyway, but whatever. It's me. I'm chilling. We're chatting. Whatever. Let's move on. Right, Loftus. Bulls, Reds. Let's move on. Let's have a look at the sides. Yeah, the Bulls. I mean, they brought back Pollard. They brought back Creel. They've not changed the wing. Okay, so they've not brought back the explosive pace out in the wing. And Roscoe Speckman, he's a guy I thought, yeah, maybe this is a game that he could excel in. That pace, the explosive ability from him against the Red side, who aren't the greatest at home. Probably going to be terrible on the road as well. But, I mean, Pollard's a big one for me. Really, really big as Pollard. The rest of the side really picks itself. It's been a decent Bulls team. I don't think there's really much of a competition here. The Reds will need a massive, massive, monumental performance from that pack. And it's a good pack, but it's a good pack in South Africa on their own home turf. I mean, the Reds haven't done that well already. Look at their record, 3 wins, 4 losses. The Bulls not much better, but I just think the Bulls have had a harder season anyway. But I just can't see the Reds getting anything from this. They've just not been at that level they need to perform to beat the Bulls. If this was in Queensland, a possibility, but at Loftus, it's a young team. I just think they're going to just get bullied. Bullied by the Bulls. Karevi needs to stand up. If there's every game he needs to lead to give his team a chance, it's this weekend. It's this weekend, and it's against the Bulls. Really tough. Find it hard to see them getting anything from it. Scott Higginbotham, he needs a big game. He's another leader that has been there. He's done that. He's been to Loftus. He's experienced this, so he needs to be big. But I just think it's going to be a plain sailing for the Bulls. Back to the winning circle, especially after the upset to the Hug Warriors last week. And yeah, Bulls by a bit. Thanks. 13. That's big. That's big for me. Lock it in, Eddie. Let's go. Let's see what you guys think. Your Bulls, 92-8. I think you guys think that the Reds are going to give them a bit of a run, which I find interesting. I thought this would be a bit of a thrasher. I think the Bulls are going to do it quite easily. Even Bulldozer has gone bigger than Smarty Highlanders fans, so that tells you something that he's not gone by 60. Let's go on. What do we got? 24 for the Bulls. That's pretty confident. I've gone 12. No other names of notes here. Where's old Nate's gone? Surely he will be... He's gone quite small. He's gone by 9. And he agrees with Brett, who's gone just by 8. Ryan's gone by 10. So that's really interesting as well. Back the other way, Driving More, Paul's gone just by 3. Just by 3, Paul. You reckon? Taz has gone them by 4. Very interesting. I thought this one was a bit cut and dry. Phil Robb, well done. Fair play to you, sir. I expect that you are a massive Reds fan, and I respect that. Reds by 4. There you go. But no, I'm going bigger here. 13, which is massive for my picks this season. But there you go. That is pretty much the round done and dusted. Picks are locked in. Picks are done. Feel free to do what you like with those in the build-up to our first game of the weekend. But we are done. We are done and dusted. Matches in the bank. We can wrap it up by having a little final look here at the leaderboard. Nate's is the man to beat. So if you want to copy anyone's picks, copy his. He's first. And he's got a lead of exactly 1 point. But that is the preview for round 9 of Super Rugby. Thanks everyone for tuning and watching. I hope you've enjoyed this different little preview show. Just me dribbling, just me chatting, having a bit of a chinwag with you guys, having a look at your picks, my picks, doing it together. It's a team thing. But just leave me in 5th. I quite like it there inside the top 5. And let me know your thoughts, who you think's going to win. Hopefully this catches you all before the weekend's action, either the Friday night, Saturday night, to have a bit of a look. And until next time, though, thanks for tuning in and watching. Hopefully we'll have a guest, hopefully more time. This last week has been mayhem. I tell you, it's been bedlam. But hopefully we'll be back to usual next week. We'll try to get a guest back on the show. Whoever it will be, who knows. We'll see you for that one. Until then, thanks for watching. As always, take care.